Hey YouTube, Ron One here. Alright, I told you we were going to do a review installing the Arlen Ness rolling bearing throttle kit. That's what I got here. Now this is what you get in your package, is this little bag here, and then a set of instructions. This is everything that comes with it. You get 2 polymers, an Allen key with a nut and bolt in it, a washer, and a bearing. Now they send you 2 of these because if you got a different size handlebar, which one fits your handlebar is the one you use. I'm not sure which one I use yet, but I think it's the bigger one. Now the instructions state that, you know, take your handle grip off, and what you'll have to do is cut your handle grip, cut a 1/2 inch off the end of your handle grip for this to make up for the excess of this bearing. So cut the handlebar off, make sure there's no dirt, oil, or grease inside or on outside of your handlebar, and then shove the polymer in with the washer and tighten it down nice and snug in the handlebar, and put this so it's flush against the end of the handlebar. Then you'll take the ball bearing and you'll put it in the bottom of your grip, and then put your grip back on till it's flush and sits on here like this, nice, and rolls. Now how well is it going to work? I'm not sure. We'll see if it improves, or you know, if it's really worth it. The total kit here I think was like $22, so it's not very expensive. The bearing is a China bearing, but let's get started. Alright, first thing you're going to do is cover your bike, and cover any other bikes in the garage. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a grinder with a cutoff wheel to cut the handlebar. Now you could probably use a hex head, or a hacksaw I mean, to cut it off, but I'm going to use a grinder with a cutoff wheel. Alright, after you get your bikes all covered up, first thing you want to do is pull these little rubbers back on your throttle cables and loosen up your throttle cables. Mine's 3/8. I don't know what your size yours is. Mine's a 3/8. You want to loosen up both throttle and the return. Alright. Next, we take the cover off for the throttle grip. This on mine is a T25. Alright. Now this ain't gonna come all the way out of your way because it's got a wire hook to it, but just pull it back. Then pull your cables out, which are just little furrows on the end of the cable. I usually just use a little pick to push them out, lift it up, push it out. Now one thing is, be careful, because on yours, just like mine, these little furrows come off the cable. They're easy to lose, so be careful. They're a little tough getting them back on. Easier taking it off than getting back on. And there's going to be a furrow on each cable, and they both come off. Alright, now once you have it nice and clean, we're going to make a 1/2 inch mark around the handlebar. So what I'm going to do to try to make this a little bit easier and a little bit straighter, I'm going to put a zip tie around it and get the zip tie nice and straight around my line, and then I can just cut with the grinder right along the zip tie. I don't know how well the zip tie is going to work, but it should work fairly well. Double check the measurement. Alright, it looks pretty good. Now, grind it off. Oh, and another thing, you might want to move your mirror back out of the way. While you're cutting. Try to make it long enough to where you can get plenty of fast load.
Yeah. Well, with the spark, it was sparkling full of guys.
I know, I was doing it on purpose. Make sure I was leaning.
Yeah, but we should have brought it on down the side so it was directly underneath so it could get really good spray, but it's good.
Yeah, that's good. Alright, now, after you deburr it, find out which one fits your handlebar. I'm the bigger one. And what you do is take the bolt out of the polymer, put the washer on, put the bolt through the polymer. Tighten it down. Now it says, now when you tighten this down, it says don't tighten it down too tight that you crack the polymer. But is the camera facing okay?
Huh?
Is the camera facing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. But you just want it snug so that when you push the polymer in, it's snug and doesn't move, doesn't want to back out. Push it down to the washer's flush, and that's it on that, on the polymer. Then take the handle grip and put your bearing in till it's all the way in the bottom of your throttle and sinks to the bottom. Probably have to get something to shove it down in there with. Make sure it seats all the way in. Make sure it seats nice and flush and flat on the bottom and nice and straight. Alright. Alright, it feels pretty nice right now. Actually, it feels real nice right now without the cables on. I'm looking at the alignment. I think a ½ inch is perfect. The alignment is literally perfect on my handle grip. Alright, time to hook the cables up. But first I'm going to put a little bit of grease back on my handlebar and on my cables before I put it back together. Alright, once you got your cables adjusted, you're finished. Right now I don't feel too much of a difference. You know, I haven't rode it. I mean, there is a slight difference. I don't know how much it's gonna make it, you know, as a roller. My bike's carbureted, it's not fuel injected. But it does feel smoother. And the handle grip actually feels a little tighter too. But it does feel a little smoother in the rolling action. It doesn't, but I really won't know how much of a difference without riding it, but it does feel smoother. It does roll back nicer. Just from this little feel without riding it, I say it's worth it. You know, only $20. Does feel smoother. Alright, YouTube, thanks for watching. Quick little review on the white, the vintage white that I put on. I'll give you guys a quick review. Being white, it does get dirty easy, but really not too dirty. I guess really no different than your white walls. That little bit of dirt you see, that's 2 rides, 160 miles. on them, and they're, you know, they got that dirty, over 160 miles. But it says you just clean them with tire cleaner, just like you do your white walls. I haven't cleaned them yet to see how easy they clean up, or you know, how easy that the black dirt comes off. But I feel it's going to be fairly easy and come right off, just like cleaning your tires. But let me give a shout out real quick to Leonardo Twinkle. He's the one doing the video and doing the editing, getting it up there for you to see. Shoot over to his channel. I'll leave a link in the description. Give him some views, give him some likes, subscribe, check him out. Thanks for watching.